Good morning, student. Today, I welcome you on online lecture on pricing. So today we will understand what are the various component of pricing, what are the various factors that affect the pricing, what are the various internal and external factor that determine the price. So let's begin with the pricing. So generally, whenever we buy any product, we see there is a certain tag is attached to the product on which certain numbers is written on it. So generally we consider that price is that the number that is written on that tag or on that item. But if you see that the price is not only just the number on a tag or an item, the price is something beyond that these number. So in order to understand that what exactly the price is, that we have to consider the three perspective. The first perspective or the point of view, the pricing is from the buyer's point of view. So who is the buyer? The buyer was one who buy the product, who pays certain money for the product. So how the person determine that the price, what is the price from the buyer's point of view? The price is what a consumer, that is he or she is willing to pay. It measures the intensity of need and the quantity and quality and the nature of satisfaction that is expected. It means that even the product has a tag, some money is written, price amount is written on it. It is not that the buyer is ready to pay for it. The consumer is ready to pay only when he or she feel that it has a certain intensity of need, the desired quantity, the desired quality, and what is the nature of satisfaction that they are expecting. Then only they are ready to pay the money. So if you will see this definition, the price is what he or she is willing to pay, is measure the intensity of need. So let me explain what is the meaning of intensity of need is here. Suppose in a broad daylight, we have a headache and we want to have some painkiller, which is easily available to a chemist outlet. So the chemist may charge the nominal amount, what is written on an MRP. And suppose we need at a very odd hour, let's say at 2 a.m., the sale the chemist may charge more money because at that time our intensity of need is very high, so that at that time we might feel paying more money because the intensity of need is very high. The second aspect of this is that what is the quantity that we are buying. Obviously the more the quantity, the more the money we have to pay. Obviously there are certain amount of discount is given when we go for the quantity buying. If we are looking for a high quality product, then as a buyer, we have to pay more price for it. And what kind of nature of satisfaction we are looking for. If we want to have a high class of a high level of satisfaction, then we have to give more price for it. If we are not looking for a extraordinary satisfaction, then might be we have to pay less amount of price. So this is how the price is from the buyer's point of view. It is nothing but it is how much they are willing to pay, what is their intensity of need, and the quality. Now looking in from the seller's point of view, the seller is one who get the product and he sell the product in order to achieve more profit. And how does this price comes? See, the product move from raw material to semi-finished to finished product, and finally it is for the marketable product. So in every successive stage, it add certain values, and these values finally make the cost in the successive stage. And then the salesperson or the salesman adds certain profit margin that he wants to achieve. So this is how they make the final price for the product. The third aspect is that what is the monetary price. So whatever we say, and this is nothing but whenever we have to pay price, we have to pay price in terms of monetary only. So it is the ratio that indicate the amount of money necessary for acquiring a given quality and quantity of goods or services. So it is now a very has become a mathematical equation. So monetary price is basically is a price equals to money amount of money provided by the buyer divided by quantity or quality of goods provided by the seller. Keeping this equation in our mind, a marketer can change the price. The number one is the value perception. See, if a marketer is able to change the value perception of any product, then he is able to charge more price. Here, one example, there is number of generic product. For example, we have vegetables, we have staple food, we have cereals. These are nothing but these are generic product. Rice means rice, wheat means wheat, potato means potato, spinach means spinach. But if the company is able to brand it, then we buy a rice, but we buy a Dawat basmati rice. The once it become a Dawat basmati rice, mean it has a brand, it has a value perception. People are not only buying the basmati rice, now they are buying the Dawat basmati rice. It means they are looking for some good extraordinary benefit out of it. So it has value perception, and the market is able to charge more price. Another aspect is the quality. The better the quality, the more the price we have to pay. So if company wants to charge more price from the customer, then they have to improve their quality. The third is the quantity. Quantity, if company wants to charge more price, then they have to give more quantity, or sometime in order to increase the sale on a given price, they give some promotion, some they give freebies also. Time and place of delivery is very important. At what time we want the particular product, it decide the time, it decide the price of the product. For example, when we order any online product, if we want the delivery within 3 to 4 days of a time period, then the price will be as per the MRP or as per by the online portal. But they give us option, if we want the same day delivery, then they charge some extra money. So this extra money that we are going to pay is depend on the at the time, at what time we are looking for the product. Another is the form of payment. There are different mode of payment through which we can make payment. For example, we can do through cash, we can do through credit card, debit card, and nowadays the UPI, you have a Bheem app, you have Paytm, you have Amazon Pay, and number of options are available. But it is our experience, and we have seen in number of cases, if we are ready to pay money through credit card, we have to pay certain amount, maybe 1% or 2% extra, that depends from seller to seller. So that these are the various factors that can be changed in order to manipulate the price. The next section we are deal with what are the various objective of pricing. The objective of pricing can be categorized as a number one is the profit oriented, second is sales oriented, and the third one is the others. So let's talk about the first orientation, that is the profit orientation or the profit oriented. The every one company can survive if they are able to earn substantial amount of profit. If company fail to achieve profit, earn profit, then they cannot survive or sustain for a longer period of time. So they have three sub objective within the profit oriented objective. The one is to achieve a target. Every company set certain objective in terms of sales, in terms of profit. So the pricing help them to achieve the target. So the company keep their pricing in such a way that they are able to achieve their target. Second is to maximize their profit. Obviously, company wants to earn a substantial amount of profit. For this, they want to maximize the profit by changing their price mechanism. And there are companies which give innovative product, they invest a lot of money in their research and their marketing, so they want to recover their investment as soon as possible. So they go for the objective of a skimming, maximum skimming. Initially they keep the prices very high, and then they earn the profit, and then later on they may reduce the price. The second orientation is sales orientation. The price determine the sales, the price determine the demand. So under this objective, the objective of organization is to increase the sale. So the company has to be very, very rationally decide the pricing mechanism of their product. They should keep the price in such a way that it should increase the sale of the product. If they are keeping the price too high, then this will reduce their sale. If they are keeping their price very low, obviously the sales will increase, but eventually it will affect their profit also. Second is to increase market share. So company is not only focused only on their profit earning, increasing sales, but they want to increase their market share. The more the market share means they have better sales perspective in the coming future. So they must keep the price in such a way that they should be able to penetrate more market, which will eventually increase their market share. There is some other objective as well as different company or pass through different stages of business cycle, business different markets, so they do have different objectives. Number one is to stabilize price during the period of a crisis when there is a economy is not working well, the prices, the demand is too low, so they keep their price in such a way that at least they should have a stable price, so there is less fluctuation in prices so that they can earn a substantial income. The another objective may be they want to meet the competition as well, since it is a very competitive world, and every now and then the competitor come with an innovative product, different pricing mechanism, so that they have to be very, very cautious about that they should meet the competition. The third is the survival. So there are the situation where company are not able to make sales, they are not making substantial profit, and even their survival is in stake. So what is the most important thing at that time of point is that they should keep their price in such a way that even they should be able to sustain for in during such a rough phase of the business. The another is the image building. As we know that the product is generally backed by the pricing. The price is basically seen as an image of that particular product. We have seen that a company that has a high price product has a good image, and the product that is selling the product as a low price, generally we consider that might be the product is inferior. So the company has to be very, very judicious on making the price. If they are not making a quality product but they are keeping their prices very high, so this will not create a good image in the mind of a customer, and in a long run they will lose the business or vice versa. So optimal pricing of the product create a good image of the company in the mind of a customer. Another is the cost recovery. At time it happened that company passes through a rough phase, low demand, slow economic growth, then company must focus that at least they should recover their variable cost or maybe some of the fixed costs. If they are able to recover all these things, then they may survive for a longer period of time. After going through these three main objectives, that the profit orientation, sales orientation, and another, now another important aspect that we must understand, what are the various three C's of pricing? How does this pricing come? How does the company make the price of the product? What are the various factors that affect the pricing of the product? So this can be summarized as a three C's. The three C's stand for, first C stand for customer demand schedule. Second C stand for cost function. Third is competition. The first is customer demand schedule. Customer demand schedule is basically tells about at what price level what would be the demand from the customer. If the price is too high, the demand might be low. If the price is too low, demand may be very high, but it not fulfilling the objective of our company may be of profit orientation. So company must see what should be the optimum price level where company can fulfill the demand of a customer, earning a substantial profit. The second is that price is directly proportional to the cost. If the cost of manufacturing a product is too high, company cannot reduce the price less than the cost. If company is keeping the price below the cost price, then company will suffer the losses. So company must consider the what is the cost function. In order to reduce the price, company must focus on the activities that how he should keep the cost of the product low so that they can have substantial profit for the product and so that customer can comfortably pay for it. Then the third is the competitor. Whenever company price their product, they do consider the demand schedule, they must consider the cost function, but they cannot ignore the competition. Because if your company is pricing your product higher than the competitor, might be your product will be not very much successful, not demanded by the customer. If you will keep your price less, very less than your competitor, might be it will increase the market share of a customer, of market share of your product, but at the same time it sometimes create a image of low service quality offered by the customer. So whenever marketer make the pricing, they must consider the competition. So my dear student, you must consider these three C's very, very uh, sincerely, that how these three factors should be incorporated while deciding the price. Now, the next section, we will talk about what are the various factors that affect the pricing decision. Pricing decision are largely affected by two major factors, which is internal and external factors. And there are some other factor, that is the target market and the positioning objective. But majorly, we will only talk about the two major factors, that is the internal factor and the external factor. As we know that why this internal factor is very important. Internal factor means these are all the factor and attribute that is within the control of organization, where organization has a greater call on it, where they can change number of things to make their pricing decision. So these internal factor can be further classified as a marketing objectives, marketing mix strategy, cost, organizational consideration. So let's talk about the marketing objective that affect pricing decision. So it is not important. It is not as simple as that. That every company must have all the objective. It depends upon the management style, their vision and mission statement, their strategy. That what is the major objective of a company. So the marketing objective may be as a survival, or maybe customer profit maximization, maybe market share leadership, product quality leadership. Now, let's talk about the survival. Suppose a marketing organization has an objective of survival. So what they will do? So for if they have a survival as their marketing objective, so they will try to keep their price as low as possible so that they are able to cover variable cost and some of the fixed costs so that they can stay in the business. So here their pricing is generally affected by their objective of survival. A company which has an objective of current profit maximization. In this case, the company will choose the price that produces the maximum current profit in a given scenario. They will improve their cash flows, or they will try to increase their ROI, return on investment. There may be company which have an objective of market share leadership. They want to become, they want to have a larger market share, and this can be only possible when they will keep their price as low as possible to become the market share leader. So for this, you have a very good example of uh, Reliance Jio. Reliance Jio, when entered into the market, there was a big player called Vodafone, Airtel, then Idea. And when they came with a very low price and it's a free subscription, then what happened? Then they have the acquired the larger market share of telecommunication in India. There may be a company which has an objective of product quality leadership. They want to give a best quality to their customer. They want to give the higher performance quality to their product. So in this case, they will keep their prices high because they have to cover their high performance quality cost. The second variable is that marketing mix variable. Marketing mix variable means what are the product, price, place, and promotion. So the price is generally defined by, determined by these four factors. The one is your product design and quality. The better the design, the better the quality of the product, obviously the price will be high. If you want to give low price product, then we have to somehow compromise with the quality, we have to compromise with the design, etc. For example, if we do not want to have a Intel processor in our laptop or a desktop, then we have to compromise with the lower version, that is the Celeron. So the moment we have a Celeron, that the price will come down. In the same way, if we want to have a mobile phone, but we are not ready to pay more price, then we have to compromise with the camera quality, or maybe we have to compromise with the storage capacity. We have to compromise with other features as well. The second one is the non-price factor. There are different type of non-price factors. The what is the image of our product in the mind of a customer, how it is being perceived, what are the competition is going on. So these are the non-price factors. The third is the promotion. Company pays substantial amount of money in the promotion of their product to make consumer aware, to give some incentive to buy. So if company is paying less amount in their promotion, then they are able to manage with a little bit low price. If they are is spending huge money on promotion, then somehow this expenses on promotion will, the cost has to be borne by the customer in terms of higher price. Distribution also incur cost, where we have a different channel members, we have to share some profit margin with their channel members. So company who is focusing on providing product at low cost, generally they go for a very zero or one level of distribution. Here's some of the prominent example of company that follow this low level of distribution or a zero level of distribution is Amway, Oriflame. They are the company who believe in the direct distribution. So they do not have the number of intermediaries, which eventually reduces the cost of the product. And finally, the price, substantially low price can be offered to the customer. The third factor is the cost factor. So whenever we produce some product, there are two type of cost is directly involved. One is known as the variable cost, another is fixed cost. Variable cost, as the name suggests, that it is the cost that do vary directly with the level of production. The example is raw material. The more we produce, the more we consume raw material. It's mean the more we have to pay for the raw material. The lesser we produce, the lesser the requirement of raw material. It means such cost that varies with our production level is known as variable cost. Another is the fixed cost, that is known as the overhead also. That is the cost that does not vary with the sales or production level. Even in case of zero level of production, we have to pay this cost. For example, the rent of the building. Even if we don't pay, even if we don't produce anything, we have to pay rent. Executive salary, rent for the electricity. These are the certain fixed costs. So companies has to see how they are able to manage their variable and fixed costs, so that finally this will determine the price. Now coming to the second phase, that is your external factor that affect the pricing decision. These are external factor. Why they are external factor? Because these are some macro factors. These are the factors that is beyond the capacity of the organization. The organization have a very little call on it. They do not have control on it. And these are market and demand, competitors' cost, their price, and their offerings. And some other external factor is economic condition of that particular market, or maybe the country. What is the government actions? What are their social concerns? So if you talk about the market and demand, so market is basically how our customer is behaving, how they are demanding the product. So if you talk about the market, so market is generally a four type. One is there is a pure competition, that is the perfect market, where many buyers and sellers who have little effect on their price. There is a monopolistic market or competition where many buyers and many sellers, but they trade over a range of price. There is a pure monopoly. There is a only single seller which control the entire pricing of the market. Then there is a oligopolistic competition where there is a few seller and each sensitive to others pricing and marketing strategy. Once as the one competitor change the price, the other has to change the prices better. So student, so there is a one small assignment pertaining to this section, that you have to identify the organization, you have to identify the market for in which different organization are market operating under pure market or maybe monopolistic, pure monopoly and oligopolistic. Now coming to their competition based pricing, the company has to now looking into this one is the competitor cost price and offer. So we are not working in isolation. There are a number of competitors. So whenever we are pricing our product, we have to consider the what is the cost of manufacturing that our competitor is having it, what is the price they are selling, and what are the different offers they are offering. And sometimes it happens that we have to replicate them. If our competitor is pricing reducing the prices, then somehow we have to reduce the prices. If they are increasing the price of their product, we have to do the same. And what are the other freebies, promotional offers they are offering, so we have to do it if we want to survive. Else we have to have our strong brand positioning in the mind of a customer, so that even in spite of the competitors offer, people will prefer our product. The economic condition, what is the rate of inflation, what is the growth of GDP, what is the interest rate, these are the factors that do impact our pricing of the product. Government action, there is a certain government actions that is taken in the form they fix the price of the product. If they fix the price of a product, then even as a marketer, I cannot change the price of my product. For example, in case of petro product, the price is regulated by the government. So it is the government that decide the price of the product. Even as a marketer, I cannot do the change in the pricing of the product. Then there is a social concern. Even sometimes there is a product that needs to be marketed at a very high price, but because there is a majority of a population which are not able to afford the particular product at a given price, so sometimes we have to be consider the social concern. We have to do something for the society, so we have to keep the price low. So these are the factors that affect our pricing of product. So my dear student, thank you very much for this lecture. So in the next lecture series, I will cover the what are the different methods of pricing and what are the different strategies of marketing for pricing. So thank you very much. See you in next lecture.